Okay, everyone, welcome back. I've got Matt Bergmann from Laketown Electric, and we're going to jump into Rapid Fire. This is where, again, people that know this, we expose him. He gets weakness. He'll cry, he'll shout, he'll do everything else. Okay, Matt, what is your guilty pleasure?
I would say just like ice cream. Right?
What flavor?
Usually something chocolate. Like just once in a while where it's just like a hot day. It's great. My kids like it too.
And then you blame it on your daughters. I know how you
do. Right? It's really my own fault. But
what's your favorite board game?
Monopoly.
Geez, would have never guessed that. Right. Hey, I have to ask this one. Which movie character would be the most befitting match of you if you were in a movie?
So if I look back to my rugby days, like Tommy Boy, where he was like the Marquette rugby player, I probably did some stupid things like him back in the day. So like
I could see you as Chris Farley. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. I'll throw Kevin James at you too.
Kevin James, yeah, I can get that, right?
I could see you doing it. I could see Kevin James playing you. Yeah.
Yeah, like Here Comes the Boom. My daughters love that movie. And yeah, I suppose I'm kind of like him too.
What skill do you think everyone should have?
Just an open heart and kindness.
What would you like to do if and when you retire, Matt?
Well, what I would really like to do is to put the gas pedal down on this outdoors business. It's just people that I love and things that I love to do. And so I don't think I'll ever fully retire, but that sounds fun to me.
If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be and why?
One thing from my daily routine.
The 250 emails?
Well, it's just like the nonstop Zoom calls and it's the tons and tons of emails where it's just absolutely nonstop and people they expect immediacy, right? You can't ever take a second to breathe.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Treat others as how you'd want to be treated. That was one basically from my parents, that they were just always so kind to people, regardless of whether they had something that they could offer them or not, and regardless of their social status or economic class, right? Just treat everybody with kindness and love, and you're no better than anybody else, right?
Sage advice.
Yeah.
Skipping over our ice cream comment from earlier.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? Or if you're a cook, what's your favorite item to cook?
Yeah, it's probably both. So I really like, and my family does too, just like a good, like a tomahawk steak or something. It's not something that you're going to eat all the time, right? But it's just so thick, and you can make it medium rare and perfect and well seasoned, and it's fun to make and it's fun to eat. Like one of those tomahawks can almost feed my whole family, right? I swear my daughter, who's 9, can eat more than I can.
See, with your Ron Shera connections, I figured you're an Andrew Zimmern connection now too. You guys can go cook together.
No, I don't really know him, but no, I mean I love a good fish like ocean salmon or fresh walleye or something like that too.
Hey, do you have a fondest memory as a kid? Like just one of those profound memories?
Yeah, one of the best memories I ever had is that my siblings had something going on, and my dad took me to the Wisconsin Dells, just me and him, because I was in a family of 3, and we had such great memories together.
I thought you were going to say something. Yeah, and he left me in the duck boat, and he went.
No. And when he was such a busy guy, but he was also, he never missed a band recital. He never missed a football game. I mean, there was just so many different things that my parents, they were just so supportive. And
he was Super Dave then.
He was Super Dave. Yeah, he was Super Dave.
What occupation? I think we may already know this answer, but I'll ask it anyway. What occupation would you have liked to have tried, or were you destined for besides what you're doing now?
Probably if it wasn't for, it would have been something in the outdoor space. I know that I'm a pretty decent writer. Like I've written professionally for magazines, and I used to do freelance, and so I always really enjoyed that line of work. And probably something in the marketing space, something creative. Like I used to do design of magazines and layout of like the school newspaper and stuff like that. But it just didn't seem like it was the right path for me. But it's still a nice outlet.
Who's your favorite person in the world right now, and why? Outside of family?
There's probably a lot of people. I don't know that I would have a certain one, but I can tell you one that is a close friend of mine that inspires me almost daily, and his name is Mick White. And what inspires me about him is that he started this group, this Purpose-Driven Coffee, that I'm getting involved in for a second location. But he is such a great father. He's an aspirational father that all the things that he does with his son, it makes me think hard and try hard to be a better father myself, right? And everything that he does is based off of causes and giving back and how he can, lead people to live better lives. So.
Next question. Are there any software or apps that you guys at Laketown are using that have just made life easier that other trades could learn from?
Yeah. One of them that, when we talk about the whole work smarter, not harder, is the Hilti Total stations.
Okay.
So in the past, if you had an auditorium full of lights, you were basically laying out lights archaically. Well, this will actually shoot a prism up onto the structure of where different things will be located based off of your CAD layouts and Revit files, right? So that's really cool. It'll also tell you, hey, we absolutely know for sure that this light pole base is going here. So you're not going to screw up and put a light pole base outside of a curb or something like that. So that's really cool. There is a software called Kojo that we were just getting into that also helps with purchasing. We've never had a purchasing manager. I've never believed in it because I feel like it discounts relationships you have with suppliers, but it's a good way to, in a tight marketplace, because I feel like prices have kind of gone backwards from where they were recently. And maybe that's an election year thing that people are panicking, but that is a good way to keep suppliers honest and buy bulk commodities more competitively. So like you might save some money on your fixed price that you might have in your McCormick or AccuBid software. Procore is just the no-brainer where, it's GPS time cards, so if somebody's actually there or not, right? And that just has made our accounting processes simple. And then DocuWare is a program that we use for document storage, so nothing's paper anymore, and it's much easier to find supplier invoices and things like that. And it gets rid of the manual busy work that some bookkeeper might have to do.
All right, thanks for sharing those.
Yeah.
What movie could you watch over and over again?
I kind of like history, and it sounds pretty cheesy, but Forrest Gump has so many different little snippets of history. And there's just there's serious moments, there's really funny moments, and there's just enough variety in that you can be laughing and almost crying at different parts of that movie. So I love that.
All right, what sport would you compete in if you were in the Olympics?
Rugby.
There you go.
Right.
All right. Final one, brother. What are you reading or listening to right now that you think the audience would enjoy?
So listening to, this is a music one, right? Okay. But so I was a drummer all throughout my life, and I had a music scholarship in college. And Anderson .Paak is a drummer who can rap and sing, and it's like there hasn't been a guy like him since Phil Collins, right? So
really,
Anderson .Paak can be rapping 1 minute, he can be singing an R&B song the next minute, he can do funk. I mean, he's kind of like, Prince, but a drummer. So that's really cool. In terms of reading, I mean, I haven't really picked up a really good book in a while, so I don't have anything that would be life-altering for anybody to recommend in terms of a book. Other
than a fishing guide, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I read about hunting and fishing stuff. I try to put work away once in a while, right?
All right. Thanks again, Matt. Appreciate you being on.
You got it. Thanks so much, JJ. Take care.